Very good evening to all. Myself Nadia from pantechelearning. This is one-day workshop on artificial intelligence. Collaborate with Government College of Engineering, Erode. Okay, this artificial intelligence one-day workshop will provide an introduction to AI, which will help you to understand the concept behind artificial intelligence. In this class, We have also discussed various popular topics such as application of artificial intelligence and deep learning, machine learning, and etc. algorithms. So, firstly, we must know about what is artificial intelligence. So, in today's world, technology is growing very fast, and we are getting in touch with different new technologies day by day. So here, one of the booming technology of computer science is artificial intelligence, right? So which is ready to create a new revolution in the world by making intelligent machines. In this artificial intelligence is now all around us. So it is currently working with a variety of subfields. Then they are ranging from general to specific, such as self-driving cars, playing chess games and proving theorem, playing music, painting, etc. etc. So the AI is one of the fascinating and the universal field of computer science, which has a great scope in future also. This this AI technology holds a tendency to cause a machine to work as a human. That's why we move to artificial intelligence. This AI is composed of two words, right? One is artificial, then another one is intelligence. Here, the artificial defines man-made. Artificial word defines man-made, and the word intelligent defines thinking of power. Hence, the AI means man-made thinking power, right? So we can also define AI as it is a branch of computer science by which can we can create intelligent machine which can behave like to human and which can think like to human, and it can able to make decision also. This AI this AI missions that exceeds when a mission can have when the mission can have human based skills such as learning, reasoning and solving problems like to those. With this AI, we do not need to program a machine to do some work. So despite that, you can create machine with programmed algorithms which can work with their own intelligence, and that is the awesomeness of artificial intelligence technique. It is believed that AI is not a new technology, right? And some people say that as per Greek myth, there were mechanical men in early days which can work and behave like to humans. So why artificial intelligence is needed? Before learning about AI technique, we should know what is the importance of AI and why should we learn AI. So here I will give some reason for those things. With the help of AI, we can create some software or device which can solve real world problems very easily and with accuracy, such as health issues and marketing and traffic issues, etc. etc. Those are the examples for AI machines. Then with the help of the artificial intelligence machines, we can create our personal virtual assistants such as Cortana, Google Assistant, Siri, Alexa. So those are the few examples for real-time AI missions. Then using this AI, we can build such robots which can work in an environment where survival of human can be at risk. Then this technique open a path for other new technology. So we can create new device, and it will give new opportunities also. Next is goal of artificial intelligence. It has some specific goals. First one is replicate human intelligence. This AI missions replicate human intelligence, and it solve knowledge and the intensive task. Then an intelligent connection of perception and action, and this AI building a machine which can perform tasks that requires human intelligence, such as like to proving a theorem and playing chess, plan some surgical operations, and driving a car in traffic, like to self-driving car. Then creating some system which can exhibit intelligent behaviors and learn new thing by itself and demonstrate, explain, and can advise to its user. So those are the main goal of artificial intelligence. Okay, we must know about application of artificial intelligence, because nowadays in our day by day life also we use many artificial intelligence machines, but we don't know about that. So application of artificial intelligence, we must know about application of artificial intelligence. Before that, we want to know about what are the advantages of artificial intelligence, and it's also have some fewer disadvantages also. Uh, accuracy, that's mean accuracy of the artificial intelligence missions are very high. So using this AI missions or AI system, this is used to prone to less error and high accuracy. So is it take decision as per pre-experience or information. Then next one is the AI system can be of very high speed and fast decision making, because of that artificial intelligence systems can beat a chess champion in the chess game. So from this example, we can know our artificial intelligence have high speed. Then it also have high reliability. These AI machines are highly reliable and can perform the same action multiple times with a high accuracy. Then those machines can be helpful in some situations, such as diffusing a bomb and exploring the ocean floor, where to employ a human can be risky zone. In this digital assistant, the AI can be very useful to provide digital assistant. It will give the digital assistant to the user, such as artificial intelligence technology is currently used by various e-commerce websites to show the products as per customer requirement. The next two advantages of AI is it can be very useful for public utilities, such as self-driving cars, which can make our journey safer and hassle-free, and facial recognition for security purpose, and NLP, natural language processing, to communicate with the human in human language. Like to this, we have more and more devices also we have using artificial intelligence, and it also have some disadvantages also. The cost of this AI system is little bit high, and even we are making a smarter machine with the AI, but till they can't out of this box, as the robot will only do that work for which they are trained or programmed. So this is the one minor disadvantages of artificial intelligence. Then those machines can be an outstanding performer, but Still, it does not have the feeling. So it can't make any kind of emotional and that attachment with the human. Then many sometimes it will be harmful for user if the proper care is not taken that time. With this artificial intelligence machines, the increment of technology, people are getting more dependent on device, and hence they are losing their mental capabilities. Then no original creativity, that is the next disadvantage, because the human are so creative and can imagine some new ideas, but still the AI machines can't beat this power of human intelligence and they can't be creative and imaginative. So those are the few disadvantages of artificial intelligence. Then next, applications of AI. Thus artificial intelligence has various applications in today's society, right? So it is becoming essential for today's time because it can solve complex problem with an efficient way in multiple industries such as healthcare, entertainment, finance, education, etc., etc. This artificial intelligence is making our daily life more comfortable and fast. The first applications of artificial intelligence is astronomy. This AI can be very useful to solve complex universal problems. This technology can be helpful for understanding the universe, such as how it works and the origins like to that. Then next application of AI is healthcare field. In the last 5 to 10 years, the artificial intelligence becoming more advantageous for the healthcare industry and are going to have a significant impact on this industry. These healthcare industries are applying AI to make a better and faster diagnosis than humans. Here the AI can help doctors with the diagnosis and can inform when patients are worsening, and so that medical help can reach to the patient before hospitalization. Then the next application, gaming. This artificial intelligence technique can be used for gaming purpose. The AI machine can play strategic games like to chess, and whether the machine need to think of large number of possible places. The AI in finance. Next one is in finance, how to work AI. AI and the finance industries are the best match for each other because the finance industry is implementing automation and chatbot, adaptive intelligence, algorithm trading, and machine learning into some financial process, right? Then next one is data security. Next application is data security. The security of data is crucial for every company, and cyber attacks those are growing very rapidly in the digital world. This AI can be used to make our data more safe and secure. Some examples such as AEG bot and AI to platform. So those are used to determine software bug and cyber attack in better way. Then next application of artificial intelligence is social media. Nowadays we are use multiple social media platforms, right? So the social media sites such as like to Facebook, Twitter and Snapchat, those are contain billion of users profiles, right? so which need to be stored and managed in a very efficient way. So the artificial intelligence can organize and manage massive amount of data. So it can analyze lot of data to identify the latest trends and hashtag and recommend of different users. Okay, next one is travel and transport. This AI is becoming highly demanding for travel industries. Then the AI is capable of doing various travels that are related to work such as form making travel agreement to suggesting the hotels, flights, and best route to customer. Travel industries are using AI powered chatbots, right? So which can make human like interaction with the customer for better and faster response. Then automotive industry. Some automotive industries are using AI. That AI machines provide virtual assistant to their user. Yeah, that AI to provide virtual assistant to the user for better performance, such as Tesla, right? That Tesla has introduced Tesla bot, that Tesla bot is an intelligent virtual assistant. Various industries are currently working for developing self-driving cars, which can make our journey more safe and more secure. AI in then we use AI in robotics. Artificial intelligence has a remarkable role in robotics. General robots are programmed such as that they can perform some respective tasks, but with the help of AI, we can create intelligent robots which can perform tasks with their own experience without pre-programs. Then the humanoid robots are best example for AI in robotics. Recently, the intelligent humanoid robot that named Erica and Sophia, those has been developed which can talk and behave like to human. Then entertainment field, we are currently using some AI based applications in our daily life with some entertainment services such as Netflix or Amazon. So with the help of ML and AI algorithms, these services show the recommendations for programs and its shows. The next very important application is agriculture. This artificial intelligence providing a competitive edge to the e-commerce industry, and it becoming more demanding in the e-commerce business. And this technique helping to shoppers to discover associated product with the recommended size, color, even brand also. Then next one is education. The artificial intelligence can automate grading so that the tutor can have more time to teach. Using this AI chatbot, we can communicate with the student as teaching assistants. In future, the AI can be work as a personal virtual tutor for student, which will be accessible easily at any time and any place. Okay, the artificial intelligence mainly have two types. One is simply we divide type 1 and type 2. Type 1 have narrow based artificial intelligence and general artificial intelligence and the strong artificial intelligence. Then another side in type 2 it have reactive mission, limited memory, theory of mind and self-aware. First type, the narrow band, it based on its capabilities. It has three types. One is narrow AI. The another name of narrow AI is weak AI. Narrow AI is a type of AI which is able to perform a dedicated task with the intelligence. The most common and currently available AI is narrow AI only. So in the world of artificial intelligence, now available AI is narrow AI only. Okay, that narrow artificial intelligence that can't perform beyond its field or limitation. So as it only trained for one specific task. And it's also termed is only trained for one specific task. Hence, it's also termed as weak AI. That narrow AI can fail in unpredictable ways. So if it goes beyond its limits. Apple, Siri. So those are the good example of narrow AI, but it operates with a limited predefined range of functions only. IBM's Boston supercomputer also comes under narrow AI only, and it uses an expert system approach that combined with machine learning and natural language processing also. Some example of narrow AI are playing chess and purchasing apps like the e-commerce site and self-driving car, speech recognition based systems and image recognition. So those are some examples of narrow AI. Then general AI. In general AI is one type of AI only which could perform any intellectual task with efficiency like to human. The idea behind the general AI to make such a system which could be smarter and think like a human by its own. Currently, there is no such system exists which could come under general AI and can perform any task as perfect as a human. The worldwide researchers are now focused on developing machines with the general AI only. Such a system with general AI, that AI are still under research only, and it will take lots of efforts and time to develop such a real-time system. Then super AI. Super AI is a level of intelligence of system at which machines could surpass human intelligence and can perform any task better than human. With the cognitive properties, it is an outcome of general AI only. Some key characteristics of strong AI that include capability and include ability to think and to reason, solve the puzzle, make judgment, plan, learn, and communicate by its own. So those are. Super AI is still a hypothetical concept of AI, because the development of such system is still world-changing task. Okay, the next main type is based on its functionalities. So based on its functionality, first type is reactive machines. Okay, in reactive machines, it's purely reactive, and those machines are most basic type of artificial intelligence. Such artificial intelligence systems do not store memories or past experience for future action. missions only focus on current scenario and react on as per possible best actions. Then the next main thing of reactive mission is these missions only focus on current scenario, right? The IBM's Deep Blue system is one of the best example for reactive missions, and Google's AlphaGo is also one of the best example for reactive missions. The next one is limited memory. So, under the functionality based types of artificial intelligence, the next important type is limited memory. This limited memory machine can store past experience or some data for its short period of time only. These machines can use stored data for a limited time period only. Some example for this limited memory or self-driving car. So this one is the one of the best example for limited memory, right? This car can store recent speed of nearby cars, the distance of other car, have speed limit and other information to navigate the road. So those all informations are it will give. The next important type is theory of mind. Okay, theory of mind. In this type, the AI should understand the human emotions, and people beliefs, and able to interact socially like to humans. This type of AI missions are still not developed, but researchers are making lots of efforts and improvement for developing such types of artificial intelligence missions. Then final one is self-aware missions. Self-aware artificial intelligence is the future of artificial intelligence. Still now, it's not implemented, but these missions will be super intelligent and will have their own consciousness, sentiments, and self-awareness. This mission will be smarter than human mind. This self-awareness AI does not exist in reality. So still it does not exist in reality, and it is a hypothetical concept. Okay, the artificial intelligence have two subdomains. One is machine learning, then another one is deep learning. Without machine learning and deep learning, we can't make any machine artificial intelligence. So machine learning and deep learning also one of the subdomain of artificial intelligence. So we want to familiar in artificial intelligence means we must know about machine learning. So if we live in without machine learning life means, the first thing, let us begin this machine learning introduction by looking at how life was before machine learning come into existence, and all the difference it has made so far. Someone who does not know anything about machine learning basics or artificial intelligence may only think of robots or machines. So as sci movies portray, but most people are unaware of how common machine learning basics are used in our day-by-day life. Some example here I give. First one is Google search. People generally turn to search engines, right? So such as Google. For a wide range of information and the answers, we use Google only. The search engine collects all of the information based on our search query and presents the results that are more relevant without Google. The task would be tedious, as you would have to go through tens or hundreds of books and articles. The next best example is voice and facial recognition. At one point, facial recognition was only a concept, right? So it's shown in movies. But machine learning has made it possible, and now many are using this feature for your benefit. For instance, Facebook automatically recognizes the people in your photo and tags them for you, right? Saving a lot of time. Without machine learning, Siri, Cortana, or Iris would not be able to answer our questions. The next example is online shopping. That's online shopping. People who shop on Amazon generally notice a lot of product suggestions, right? So if you buy a formal t-shirt, Amazon suggests formal shoes, ties, blazers, and apparels that go with what you buy. Machine learning is what power that a recommendation system. So based on it, this ML also play a role in customer segmentation, a crucial aspect of business that success for all e-commerce platform. The machine learning help e-commerce platform based on those recommendation system. They differentiate between customer and based on what they buy, how frequently they buy, and their reviews, and this is help to companies ensure that their customer are take care of and their needs are being fulfilled. The next one is communicating. In communicating to, here we take one example, that is Uber. You probably we are nowadays you probably use Uber, right? So Uber often to get to different places on time. Uber uses machine learning in several ways, such as it suggests drop off and pick up points, right? So once you have traveled with Uber means you will see that the app suggests other places you might want to go based on your previous journey. The Uber share, when you are taking a shared ride, the app makes sure that the car you get in shared with the customer traveling the same route you take during your commute. The app uses machine learning to sort through various factors such as distance, traffic, and rating before vehicle allocation. Now that you know the uses of machine learning in daily life, let's learn about the machine learning basics in the next section of next titles. So we must know now we saying about some real-time examples of machine learning, right? Then we must know about what is machine learning. Machine learning is one application of AI, right? That provides the system the ability to learn their own and improve from their experience without being programmed externally. If your computer had machine learning, it might be able to play a difficult part of game or solve a complicated mathematical equation for us. How machine learning will work? Just consider any system with the input data. Okay, just consider any one system with input data that contain some collection of photos of various kind of fruits. You want the system to group the data according to different type of fruits, right? So first the system will analyze the input data. Then next it try to find pattern like to it shapes, size and colors. So based on these patterns, the system will try to predict the different type of fruits and segregate them. So finally, it keeps track of all the decision it made during the process to ensure its learning. The next time you ask the same system to predict and segregate the different type of fruits, it won't have to go through the entire process again. That is the like to this machine learning will work. Basically, that machine learning have three types. Okay, one is supervised machine learning. Uh, we can supervise the machine while training it to work on its own. This requires labeled training data. And unsupervised learning, there is training data but it won't be labeled. Then third type is reinforcement learning. The system learns on its own. That is the reinforcement learning. Okay, first one is supervised learning. To understand how supervised learning works, look at the example here. Here we have trained a model or system to recognize a apple, right? So first we have to provide a data set that contain apple pictures. Then provide another data set. Here we can give another data types also. Next we want to give label for those data. So here we give data and it's labeled to machine get trained. When we will give new data, it will give response like to this. It's an apple. So response will take from those labels. This is the types of supervised learning. One is classification and another one is regression. Then next one is unsupervised learning. Here consider this cluster of data. Okay, a collection of picture. It have different type of fruits. Here we feed this data to the model and the model analyze it is to recognize any pattern. So in the end, the machine categorize the those fruit into some types. Based on it only, Flipkart uses this model to find and recommend products that are well suited for us. This is the example for supervised learning. Supervised machine learning have two types. One is clustering and another one is association. This is the example for clustering. We briefly discuss about this clustering in next. Then this is the example for association. In this clustering, this is our original data. Our original data is randomly distributed here. Then based on its similarity, it will make some groups. Okay, that means clusters. That is the clustering. And in association, here, look here, customer 1 bought bread and milk. Customer 2 also bought bread and milk. So from those past data, machine can learn whenever customer buy a bread, it have 95% to chance to buy milk also. So automatically, once the third customer will buy a bread means it automatically recommend milk. Okay, that is the concept of association. Then third one is reinforcement learning. a machine learning, you provide in this reinforcement learning, we can provide machine learning data with their data set and ask it to identify a particular kind of fruit. Okay, so in this machine tell you that is the mango, but that's the wrong answer, right? I will show an example here. So once we give the input apple, so after the training, the machine will give output mango, means that is the wrong answer. So it's not a mango, it is an apple. Okay, machine will tell it is not a mango, it is an apple. So the machine then learn from the feedback and they keep that in their mind. So the next time you ask the same question, the system give you the right answer. So it is able to tell you that is an apple. That is the reinforcement response. Then that's how reinforcement learning works. The system learns from its mistake and experience. This model is used in games like Prince of Persia and Assassin's Creed and FIFA, wherein the level of difficulty increases as you get better with the games. Okay, then the supervised and unsupervised learning have some similarities. So we must know about the comparison between supervised and unsupervised learning. First, the data used in supervised learning is labeled, right? In the example, we have already discussed this some example like this. Then the second unsupervised learning is it have unlabeled data. Those are the main difference between supervised and unsupervised learning. Using supervised learning, 100% we can predict our output. But in supervised learning, we can't predict our exact output. So this is those two are main difference of supervised and unsupervised learning. Okay, under the supervised machine learning technique, we have two classification, right? One is classification algorithm and another one is regression algorithm. It has some more algorithm also. Under the classification algorithm, it have decision tree, navy base, random forest, logistic regression, and k nearest neighbor. In regression algorithm, So now we discuss about those algorithms. The first method is classification, right? And it for under supervision learning. This classification is used when the output you are looking is like to yes or no, or in the form of A or B or true or false, like to this. For instance, if a shopkeeper want to predict that a particular customer, okay, the particular customer will come back to his shop or not, we will use the classification algorithm. We can predict the output. Then regression algorithm. This method is used when the predicted data is numerical. If the shopkeeper wants to predict the price of a product that is based on demand, he will choose regression. So that's why we move to regression algorithm. Okay, under the classification algorithm, now we discuss about k nearest neighbor algorithm. Okay, this k nearest neighbor is one of the type of classification algorithm only, and it has similar data point to form clusters, and those clusters are used to identify new unknown objects. And there are three clusters. Consider here we have two clusters. One is this green points and another one is this blue points. Okay. I will go another one example also. The cost of football. Okay, consider cost of football. Cost of football is high and its durability is low. Then the tennis ball have high durability but low cost. Then cost of basketball is high and durability also high. So those three data have three different characters, right? So based on those characters, it will make some groups. Okay, based on these groups only we can classify our output. That is the concept of classification algorithm. Okay, under the regression algorithm, here we discuss linear regression. This established linear relationship between variables. So one of which would be dependent and another one is independent. If you want to predict the weight of for example, if you want to predict the weight of a person based on his height and weight, would be the dependent variable and height would be the weight would be the dependent variable and height will be the independent variable. So the linear relationship between the height and weight of a person, consider this axis. Okay, one is represent x-axis and another one is represent y-axis. Then those dots are represent the data points. So here that we want to measure the mean square error, which is the perpendicular distance from the line to the data point. From that mean square error only we can draw the regression line. So this error depicts how much the predicted value vary from the original value. So based on those independent and dependent value and its regression line, we can predict, we have unknown values, means we can predict another one unknown values. So that's why we use regression algorithm. Then another one is decision tree. This decision trees algorithms, people can relate to it often how we make decision ourselves. It uses a branching method to understand the problems and it make decision based on the conditions. And imagine sitting at home and thinking about going for a swim. You check if it is sunny outside. So that's your first condition. If the answer to the condition is yes, you go for a swim. If it is not sunny, the next question you ask is, it is raining. That is the second condition. If it is raining, you cancel your plan and stay indoors. Otherwise, you would go outside and take a walk. That is the final no. That how the decision tree algorithm works. You probably use this every day to make decision based on the answer to multiple conditions. So based on this only our decision tree algorithm will work. Then another one important algorithm is naive Bayes. This naive Bayes is mostly used in cases where a prediction needs to be made based on a large data set. It makes use of conditional probability, that probability of events that say A happening given that another event B that has already happened. So based on those events it will work. One of the best example for this naive-Bayes algorithm is filtering spam email. This algorithm is most commonly used in filtering spam emails from our email account. When we are receiving an email, the model goes through our old spam email records. Then it uses Bayes theorem to predict if the incoming email is spam or not. The machine learning have some working steps. Those are the task of imparting and intelligence to machine systems. Uh, First one is it can be broken down into 7 major steps. One is gathering of data or collection of data. We know machines initially learn from the data that you given them, right? So it is of the utmost importance to collect reliable data, so that your machine learning model can find the correct pattern. The quality of the data that you feed to the machine will determine how accurate your model is based on it only. So if you have incorrect or outdated data, you will have wrong outcome or prediction, so which are not relevant, right? So make sure we use data from a reliable source, as it will directly affect the outcome of our model. So the good data is relevant and it contains very few missing and repeated value, and has a good representation of various subcategories and classes present. So those are very important points in gathering of data. Then next one is import packages. We want to prepare data, right? So for the purpose we want to import some external packages. So based on those packages, we can do pre-processing and data cleaning and feature extraction, and we can fit our model also. So that's why we want to import packages. To preparing the data, we want to putting together all the data we have on the random machine those data. This helps make sure that data is evenly distributed and ordering that does not affect the learning process. Then cleaning the data to remove unwanted data, missing values, rows and columns, duplicate values, data type conversion, etc. It have. You might even have to restructure the data set and change the row and columns or index of the row and column also. Then next part of preparing of data is visualization. Visualization is very important one. To understand this visualization, how it's structured, and understand the relationship between various variables, and what are the process present. To know about those things, visualization is very important. Then next one is splitting the cleaned data into two set of training. And the testing set, that the training set is the set our model learned from, and the test set is used to check the accuracy of our model after training. Then next we want to choose a model, because the machine learning model determine the output you get after running a machine learning algorithm. So based on the collected data, it is important to choose a model which is relevant to the task at hand. So over the years, the scientists and engineers developed various models. So those models are very suited for different tasks like speech recognition, image recognition, prediction, etc. Apart from this, You also have to see if your model is suited for numerical or categorical data, and based on it we can choose accordingly. Then next one is training of our model. Training is most important step in machine learning, because in training you pass the prepared data to our machine and learning model to find pattern and it make prediction. It will give results of the model learning from those data, so that can accomplish the task set. So over time, with the training, the model gets better at prediction. Then the next process is evaluation of model. So after training our model, we, we have to check to see how it is performing. This is done by testing the performance of the model on previously unseen data. The unseen data is used the testing set that you split our data into yearly. So if the test was done, it is done on the same data which is used for training only. So you will not get accurate measure, as the model is already used to the data and it find the same pattern in it as it previously did. This will give you disproportionately high accuracy. When we used our testing data, we get accurate measure of how our model will perform, and its speed also we can get. Yeah, the next one important parameter is working process is parameter tuning. Once we have created evaluated models, means, so if it is accuracy can be improved in any way. So this is done by tuning the parameter that's present in our model. That parameter are variable in the model that the programmer generally decides at the particular value of our parameter. So the accuracy will be the maximum, and the parameter tuning that refers here finding these values. The next one is making prediction. So finally, the end of our project, we can use our model on unseen data to make prediction accurately. Okay, those are the main 7 process. Then this is the Python library packages. So without library packages, we can't implement any machine learning projects. So those library packages are very important to handle our data and machine learning algorithms. Okay, here we firstly known about Python NumPy library packages. NumPy is a very popular library package because using NumPy we can handle large multidimensional array and matrix processing. With the help of large collection of high-level mathematical functions, it is very useful for fundamental scientific computations in machine learning. So it is particularly useful for linear algebra and Fourier transform and random number capabilities, and high-end library like to TensorFlow, and using the TensorFlow uses NumPy internally for manipulating of tensors. So mainly this NumPy is generally called n-day arrays. That means the n-dimension arrays. It's mainly used for to handle multiple dimensional arrays. So using our Python list and arrays also we handle arrays, but it have multiple multi-dimensional arrays means it is little bit difficult. So that's why we choose NumPy. The next important packages is SciPy. So SciPy is now very popular library among machine learning and enthusiasts as that contain different modules for optimization. It is very useful for linear algebra and integration and statistics also. So the difference between the SciPy library and the SciPy stack is the SciPy is one of the core package that map the SciPy stack. So this is the main difference between two. The SciPy is also very useful for image manipulation. The next is scikit-learn. Scikit-learn is one of the most popular machine learning machine learning library packages. This ML library packages we used for to classify ML algorithms. It is built on top of two basic Python libraries. Those are NumPy and SciPy. So the scikit-learn supports most of the supervised and unsupervised learning algorithms. The scikit-learn can also be used for data mining and data analysis, which make it a great tool. Who is starting out with ML, this scikit-learn will give great tool for them. Then next one is pandas. For the data manipulation, pandas is very important one because the basic processor of data processing is data cleaning. So for that purpose we mainly use pandas. So it is not directly related to machine learning. So as we know that the data set must be prepared before training, right? So in this case pandas comes handy, and as it was developed specifically for data extraction and preparation. It provides high-level data structures and a wide variety tools for data analysis also. It provides many inbuilt methods for grouping and combining and filtering data. Then another one important library is matplotlib. So if we take MATLAB means it has some inbuilt library functions to handle large amount of array, and for the graphical representations also it have default library functions. But in Python we didn't have those facilities. So that's why we moved to those external library packages. Here we use matplotlib for graphical representation of our data. So this matplotlib is one of the very popular Python library for data visualization. Using pandas NumPy also we can visualize our data, but those are not effective. This matplotlib will give one of the good visualization. So this matplotlib also not directly linked with machine learning algorithm. So it particularly comes in handy when a programmer wants to visualize the pattern in the data. In our whole machine learning process, finally the visualization of data is very important one. So for that purpose, matplotlib will give wonderful visualization. So I have a 2D plotting library used for creating 2D graph and plots. This module named PyPlot. The matplotlib have some module. That module name is PyPlot. It makes it easy for programmer for plotting as it provides feature to control length it states. And we can control or change font properties, formatting, access, etc. etc. And it provides various kind of graph and plot for the data visualization and histograms, error chart, bar chart. So like those things we can represent in different format. We can represent our data. Then next one is Seaborn. Seaborn is also one of the amazing visualization platform. So we can use we use matplotlib means that it has some this Seaborn will give amazing visualization, but matplotlib also give visualizations, but the Seaborn it has some extra features also. So that it provides a beautiful default style and color palettes, and to it make our data very statistical plot and more attractive. So that's why we choose Seaborn. So it is built on top of matplotlib library, and also it's closely integrated to the data structures from the pandas. This Seaborn mainly aims to make visualization of the central part of exploring and the understanding of data. It provides dataset oriented API also, so that we can switch between the different visual representation for same variable for the best understanding of data set. So that's why we choose Seaborn. So how we can install those library packages? You can just download ideally for Python. For Windows it have some more versions. The preferable version is Python IDLE 3.9.7. Okay, then after installing that IDLE, go to File and open Script. So here I give CMD. Here I open my command prompt. The syntax to install library packages is, firstly here I install NumPy. So pip install NumPy. Here I think already I have that NumPy. Okay, so that's why it's shown that this requirement is already satisfied. Then the same procedure for matplotlib, pandas, scikit-learn, etc. Then we can import those library packages by import numpy, that's enough. We want to import numpy means we can just give import numpy, that's enough. And then next, here I import matplotlib, similar way only. Matplotlib, then here I import pandas. Okay, that's it. We want to check those versions means just matplotlib dot double underscore version double underscore. Okay, that's enough. Same thing for numpy, pandas, scipy, c1 also. Okay, the next one is deep learning. Okay, we all know machine learning is subdomain of, or that means one of the subpart or one of the application of AI. So similar way, deep learning also one of the subdomain or one of the application of machine learning. So we must know about what is deep learning. Deep learning is there one of the machine learning subset that make computer to do what come naturally to human. So learn by for example we can learn it. The machines get trained with images. Okay, consider this example. There's a process very different from handwriting a computer program to recognize something and learn. You don't control how it knows. So you can control the aspect that go into it. The computer identifies the object based on the images feed earlier. So the scientists build this synthetic form of biological neuron that power any deep learning based on machines. So before knowing about that neurons, first we want to know about importance of deep learning, right? So that importance of deep learning, that machines work only with a set of structured and semi-structured data, while deep learning works with both structured and unstructured data. So this is the main two difference between the machine learning and deep learning. The deep learning algorithm can perform complex operations efficiently, But machine learning algorithm can't do it. In machine learning algorithm, they use labeled sample data to extract patterns, while the deep learning accepts large volume of data as input and analyze the input data, and it extract feature out of an object. Then this the performance of machine learning algorithms that decreases the number of data increases, and so to maintain this performance of the model we need a deep learning algorithm. So that's why we move to machine learning to deep learning. So it is some now I will do some real-time application of deep learning, so that deep learning is widely used to make weather prediction about rain and earthquake, tsunami. It's help in taking the necessary precautions. With the deep learning machine can comprehend the speech and it provide the record output. It enables the machine to recognize people and object in the image fed to it. In deep learning model, it also help advertisers and leverage data to perform real-time bidding and targeted display addressing also. So in real time, we are using all the real-time applications, virtual assistants, autonomous cars, services and chatbots, facial recognition based systems, and e-commerce based shopping and entertainment apps also. So those are come under the application of deep learning also. Okay, before knowing about artificial neural network, we must know about what is the neurons. Okay, so here we take our human neuron, human neuron, right? To understand how the artificial neuron work, we should first understand how a biological neuron will work. The biological neuron have three parts. One is dendrites and the cell body and the axon. So there is receive informations or signal. Firstly, we take dendrites. The dendrites receive information or signal from other neurons, then that get connected to it. So that is the work of dendrites, like to input to a neuron. So next one is cell body. The information processing happen in a cell body is they take in all the information that's coming from the different dendrites and it's process that informations. So that is the main work of our human neuron cell body. Then the third part is axon. The axon sends the output signal to another neuron for the flow of information. Here each of the flags connected to the dendrites or the hair on the next one. So that is the main purpose of axon. So those three nodes do three different works. So based on this biological neuron, in deep learning we created one artificial neural network. It also have three parts. One is input layer and another one is hidden layer and output layers. So this is the example for artificial neural network. The network start with the input layer that receive the input data from our, like to if we give any signals means that is the input. For example, I will give one input image means that images are segmented into some pixels. So each and every pixels are moved to input layer, that is the input of our model. So the input lines are connected to hidden layer, those are called weights. So that hidden layer have weights. So they add upon the hidden layer. Each dot in the hidden layer process the input and it put an output into next hidden layer. Lastly, it finally will go to output layer. So input to neuron, that means this is the input layer and the hidden layer, finally output layer. The neural network is that is one of the system only, right? So system or hardware or software, anyone that patterned after the operation of neuron in human brain. The neural network also called artificial neural network. So that means it's that's why it's achieving deep learning. When you okay, next we'll move to architecture of neural network. Okay, have you ever asked Siri a question? The device answer accurately, right? So let's take a closer look and see how the virtual assistant accomplishes. So this feat of speech recognition, okay, that is the main reason. So there are 5 recognized type of neural networks are there. One is single layer feed forward network and multi-layer feed forward network. Then single node with its own feedback. Then single layer recurrent network. Finally multi-layer recurrent network. So those are the 5 recognition based neural network algorithms. So what are the role of neural network? So what is neural network? So now that we know what is exactly is deep learning, it is application and the importance, and next up this is the it will give some operations. In deep learning it will do some operations and finally it will give our expected output. So this is the role of neural network. In this neural network system that is modeled on the human brain. So it consists of input layer and multiple hidden layer and the output layer. Data is fed as input to our input neurons, and that information is transferred to the next layer, that is the hidden layer. So using the appropriate weight and bias. After that weight and bias, it will move to output layer. The output is the final value that is predicted by artificial neurons. What are the values are predicted by artificial neurons? That value will get at output layer. Here, each neuron in neural network perform the following some operations. Those are the product of each input and the weight of channel it is passed over is found. Then the sum of weight and product is computed, which is called the weighted sum. Then the bias value of neuron is added to its weighted sum. The final sum is then subjected to a particular function that's known as the activation function. Okay, here we take input, right? The x1, x2, x3, x4 are our input data. It will before move to hidden layer, some weightages are producted with each and every input. Then the whole sum of all the input and the weights, and finally some bias also added with those value. Then after that it moved to output layer. So finally we got some of those values only. Then main important function in this neural network is cost functions. So this is the example for cost functions. The cost function is one of the significant component of a neural network. That cost value is difference between the neural nets that predict the output and the actual output form of a set of labeled training data. The least cost value is obtained by making adjustment to the weights and the biases iteratively throughout the training process. So from the training we can get predicted output, and we already have our actual output. The cost function give the difference between actual output and predicted output. Okay, so without cost function, so we didn't get the difference between those output, and we can't define predicted output is right or wrong. So cost function is very important. So this is the one of the working example for neural network. The neural network will be trained to identify the shapes, and the shapes are images of, here we take one 28 into 28 pixels value. We consider like to this. So each pixel is fed as input to neurons. So those are the pixels. Those pixels are fed to neurons. That means the input layers. So that each hidden layers are improve the accuracy of the output, right? So the data is passed on from one layer to another layer over weight channels. Each neuron is one layer is weighted to each of neurons in next layers. So each neuron in the first hidden layer, it take a subset of the input and process it. The output of the weighted sum is applied to the activation functions. So the result of the activated function that determine which neurons will be activated in the following layers. So step 1, that input layer is produced with that weight, and after that here we calculate the sum of all the input layers. Then the pi is here. Then step 2, we add some activations functions. That activations functions will define the output to us. So here using those activation functions only we got exact output square. Okay, so the same category we can apply for circle and triangle also. So you can so from this example our actual input was square, but the neural network predict the output like to it may be predict like to circle or triangle means. So what went wrong? How we can solve those errors? The neural network has to be trained until the predicted output is correct, and the predicted output is compared to the actual output by calculating the cost function. That's why the cost function is, I told the cost function is very important. The cost function is calculated using the it has some formula. That y is the actual value. Here the y is the actual, this is y cap, but y is actual value. The cost function determines the error in the prediction and it report the back to neural networks. Firstly, it will calculate the difference between y and y cap. So from that it get error. Then it will push all the error to again input layers. So that is we already know about the back propagation concept. That those weights are adjusted to reduce the error. Then that again the network is trained with some new weightages. Nothing. Here we give weight W1, W2, W3 like to this means. In next training it will take some other weights. That's it. Like to W1 dash w2 dash like to this. It has some other random weightages. So once again the cost is determined and the back propagation procedure is continued until the cost can't be reduced any further. So similarly we can do for circle and triangle also. Okay, this is the deep learning concept. In this session, we discussed what is the artificial intelligence and what are the role of artificial intelligence, and we discuss more and more real-time applications in the artificial intelligence and machine learning and deep learning also. Uh, Wait a minute, I will give one example for artificial intelligence. Okay, just open your browser and install Jupyter Notebook. We can directly install using our command prompt also. So here I give pip install. Jupyter Notebook. Install Notebook, that's enough. give the command Jupyter Notebook. It will open in our Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge, like to this anyone browser, it will open. So the first process is collection of data, right? So we are already here collected our data sets. So it have in the form of Excel file. So this is our data set. It have COVID-19 patients, age and their symptoms, etc., and their country, gender. So based on it, it's have 1000+ data. Okay. Now here we import our basic packages. Those are NumPy and Pandas, Cban, Matplotlib. So basic packages here we imported, and here we load our data set using Pandas. So here we mentioned our data set name. Then those are data cleaning. Here we introduce our data cleaning using Pandas. Here we remove repeated data and null spaced data. So like to that, here we do data cleaning. Then after that, this is the feature extraction process. After the feature extractions, here we explore our data analysis. That means here we mentioned number of patient dead based on their age. So based on their age, it will give that data explore. Then based on their age, this is the recovered patient details. It is dead patient details. Then based on their comparison between the dead cases and the recovery cases are here we explored. Then next one is recovery and dead patient details based on its their gender. That means if we take dead patient details means male percentage and female percentage, and for the recovery patients also we take like to that male and female. Then next one is based on their region, who are dead in from Wuhan and who are recovered from Wuhan, like to this. Then this is the overall COVID-19 patient details in overall country wise. So this is the bar plot for age wise and death cases and recovered cases plot. Here we predict our data. Here we split our data into two types. That means here we take 80% data for training purpose and 20% data for testing purpose using the random forest classifier. Here we give training for train our data. Then for the prediction we use remaining 20% of our data. Okay, so here the dead and recovery cases are here we mentioned in zeros and ones. This is the confusion matrix, and the overall accuracy of this our random forest model is 95% here. Okay, this is the one of the example for random forest classifier. This algorithm comes under the classification algorithm. This is the one of the example for artificial intelligence. Okay, that's it. Thank you for giving this wonderful opportunity. If you have any doubts, or any questions? Mr. Rajaratnam and Sendil Kumar. Uh, yeah, we'll share this all the materials to your mail. Then practical and real time work is that thing like to this. COVID-19 based like to that we can use those algorithms for medical field, right? We can predict brain tumor and a kidney stone. Jupyter Notebook installation procedure is simple only. Just to open your command prompt and give pip install notebook. That's it. Okay, thank you for giving this wonderful opportunities. For more details, you can refer www.pantechelearning.com. Thank you.